This is the plaintiff, Danielle Baskerville. She says she purchased a car from the defendant, brought it to her mechanic to have it checked out, which it did, and then 2 days later, disaster struck. The transmission went on it. She feels like she was taken advantage of by the defendant and wants the $2,346.25 she had to pay for the repair returned. This is the defendant, Denver Joseph. He says he dropped the car off at the plaintiff's mechanic and he gave it the thumbs up, so she bought it. Turns out there was a transmission problem with it and now she wants him to pay for it. Come on. He knew the transmission wasn't the best, but her own mechanic told her to buy the car anyway, so she did. Oh, her? No way. He's accused of being untruthful about a tranny.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff bought a car from the defendant, even had a mechanic check it out. It was a transmission disaster. But the defendant says she bought the car eyes wide open. It's the case of we have transmission, not so fast.
Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas. Danielle Baskerville, you are suing Denver Joseph for $2,346.25, the amount that you have to pay to fix a transmission on a car that you bought from him. Tell me what happened.
Right. So basically, I was it's my first car I was looking for in August 2016. I was on the app and I found a Nissan Maxima 2005 going for $3,800. So I reached out to
How many
Denver.
miles were on it?
I believe, let me check, 129,000.
129,000.
Yeah.
Go on.
Sure.
And then I reached out to him. I asked him for his number. We met up the following day at a mechanic that my father knew from off the street. And then I went there. He met me there. The mechanic checked it out. I didn't feel like he checked the car out through.
Well, you picked the mechanic, though, right?
Yeah, but And so what happened is I went to the mechanic. He checked that out. He said it was good. And then from there, I had to go get the cash. And I told Denver that we will meet back up at the same spot. We went our separate ways. He went to Gateway Mall. We met back up. He said that he had to go to the beach at around 1 p.m. So overall, I felt like the deal was kind of rushed because I said that I was trying to get everything situated. It was my first time buying a car, so I'm trying to make sure everything's going right.
Yeah, well,
so,
it sounds like you were doing everything right. You took it to a mechanic.
Yeah, basically, but it turns out it didn't work out. But anyway, so he also, Denver, that day, he flirted with me. He said that.
Flirted with you?
Yeah, because the car was $3,800.
Come on, he's only human.
Of course, yeah, that's okay. I'm a pretty woman, I know.
Yeah, so, exactly. Well, we've established that fact, okay. That's out of the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the car is $3,800, and he brought it down to $3,400.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah,
capitalized on her beauty. Go ahead.
Yes. So I went to go get the cash. We met back up, and I got the paperwork. I have all the paperwork here.
What goes wrong?
The transmission went wrong.
Okay, when did the transmission go wrong?
2 days after I bought the car.
What did you feel that made you feel it went wrong?
The engine light came on, and then from there we knew something was wrong. My father told me because my father had to keep it in his parking lot, so I got the registration and everything from there.
Correct.
So I went to AutoZone. AutoZone, they use a little gadget that brought up the code, and it basically read that something was wrong with the transmission. Okay. From there, I went to a transmission specialist. They checked it out, and they said that there's right off the back when he drove the car, he knew something was wrong with it. So from there, the same day, I left it there. I reached out to Denver before to ask him if he can help me out with the transmission or anything. I had text messages that show that I had texted him and everything, and he hasn't responded back to me.
Right, but did you ever take it back to the mechanic that your dad had look at it?
I didn't even want to go back to him because I'm just like, he was not somebody that I even wanted to go to from the beginning because I felt like he was.
What discussions did you have with Denver before you purchased the car?
I asked him if there was anything wrong with it. I asked him the miles on it. I asked him everything that a person would ask about buying a car. Okay. If there was any scratches.
Did you sign anything?
I did sign the paper.
And what does the paper say, as is?
Basically, it basically does say that, buying it. But
which is why you brought it to a mechanic. The idea is buyer beware. He's making no warranty. It's a car that's 11 years old and it has 129,000 miles on it. Did the conversation during the sale, did any conversation come up about the transmission?
Yes. The mechanic said that it was soft.
What does soft mean?
He's not my mechanic. That's her mechanic.
No, but what does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? Did the mechanic tell you it was soft?
I don't remember. I don't recall him saying that to me.
Okay.
If I knew that, then if I knew something was wrong with the transmission, I wouldn't have bought it.
Well, clearly the mechanic said it's soft, but go ahead and buy it. It's a good deal. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bought it. If he had said, "Don't buy this car."
Well, yeah. If he said,
yeah,
don't buy
right.
the
So
car,
clearly, whatever he saw wasn't enough to be upset about, but he said it's soft.
Yes. She actually asked him about it also. She asked him, what do you mean by soft?
Oh, she did ask?
Yeah, she did ask
I didn't ask about what.
And what did he say?
So, okay, this is an 11-year-old car the plaintiff buys. It's got 129,000 miles. She does get it checked out by a mechanic, okay? But, it falls apart. Does she have any recourse here?
No.
Why?
Because that's not her car.
No, it is her car. It is her car. That she doesn't want it to be her car.
I think if the seller knew something was wrong with the car, she has recourse.
Even if she had it checked by a mechanic.
Yeah, if that person knew there was something wrong with that car, 11 years is not.
But it's 129,000 miles. It's not going to. Don't you know?
Cars go for 229,000 miles now.
Do they really?
Hondas? Sure.
Okay. What?
Toyotas and Hondas, they are known for reaching over.
Hey, we're not doing commercials here. Okay? Going inside the courtroom.
He said it's a good car, it's good and everything, but it might need a little bit of work.
Okay.
That was his exact words.
I remember him saying it might be a little bit of work, but he didn't say anything about the transmission.
All right, but hold on. Why are you entitled to a refund when no one else on God's green planet, when they buy an as-is car and have it checked out by a mechanic before the purchase, is entitled to a refund?
Because
what about this case makes your case different?
Well,
because I'm not going to fall for how cute you are.
Of course not. Of course not. I know you can't get away with your looks all the time. But basically what it was that my first time, I just felt like he took advantage of me, knowing that probably there was something wrong with the transmission for him to even bring down the price.
Originally, I was selling the car for about $3,000. So I raised the price up on offer.
$3,000?
Yes, but when I'm advertising it, I put the price up higher, so that way they can work me down. So I already had $3,000 in mind. So when she told me, what if she wanted to tell me, I said, you know what, you're pretty, so I'm taking $400 off. Me being a salesman.
Okay.
I already was going to take the money off.
So in other words, what are you saying? That she could have done better?
Yeah.
If she tried harder?
Yeah.
So she ain't that pretty?
No.
Okay. All right. So here's my question. Other than in front of the mechanic who according to you said the transmission's soft, it might need some work. Mm-hmm. Other than that, did she ever ask you anything about the transmission?
No, not at all.
Okay. And other than what you've said, which is I feel he took advantage of me. Mm-hmm. You do understand the law is like squarely against you.
I looked up the lemon law as well because I thought.
Lemon law doesn't apply here at all.
Really?
This is a private party sale.
Okay.
Even if he was a dealer, it wouldn't apply. Mm-hmm. Do you buy and sell cars at auction?
Yes, I do.
How many a year?
At least 10.
Okay. So even if we apply dealer laws to him because he sells too many in 1 year, which I'm not even sure because I don't remember what it is in your state, but it still wouldn't matter because it's over 100,000 miles. Mm-hmm. So like the law really does not protect a person in your situation. You did everything right. Mm-hmm. And this shouldn't have happened to you, so I feel bad for you. But next time, pick a better mechanic, I guess. In fact, I would tell your dad to help you out since he's the one who picked the mechanic for you. But this is not a situation where he did anything wrong. He sold it as is. He brought it to the mechanic of your choice. According to him, the mechanic spotted, hey, it's soft. It might need some work, but this is still a good car, and you should still buy it. So what did he do wrong? Your own mechanic told you to buy it, and that it might need some work. I guess it needed work sooner than later. My verdict in this case, based on what I've heard, is for the defendant. Good luck.
So the judge finds the car was sold as is, and Ms. Baskerville does not have any leg to stand on here in court. How do you feel about this? What are you thinking?
I feel bad, but it's definitely a lesson learned. You got to move on in life. I can't be mad. I can't hate him. Just got to move on. That's it.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the judge did compliment you. Cute lady.
Yes.
Now here comes Mr. Joseph, who is the defendant in this case. So she could have gotten a better deal, really?
Way better. I was
way better.
About
way better.
$2,800. I was willing to go $2,800.
How about that?
But I am a salesman, so I must do my deal. Plus, also I buy cars as is, so it would not be wise for me to put a warranty on a car that I buy as is.
Good enough.
All right.
Cool glasses. Okay. Right. You must sign some documents. Harvey?
Okay, look, Doug, even though she lost, she did the right thing by taking this car to a mechanic. Sometimes things just happen, but she did the right thing.